Hello, and welcome to my channel. It's the Network Specialist. Please like this video, subscribe to my channel, and hit that notification bell so that you know each and every time I upload a video. Everything I will discuss is alleged and in my very own opinion, used for entertainment purposes only. Now let's get into it. Hey, Mama Bees, thank you so much for being here. And thank you for letting me know that you guys can hear me. Thank you so much. I really and truly do appreciate you. So, guys, Miss Brit Eady, let's just say this. Brit wants to play, but she does not want to pay. Okay. So, guys, yesterday we were talking about the fact that her event was so unorganized and just a really bad look. Okay, like we've never seen an event on the Real Housewives of Atlanta look that bad and just so unorganized and just basically put together at the last minute. Okay, so since that episode has aired, we had the um Britt wanted to call her an event planner, but it's looking like that she possibly did not even have an event planner. But the lady that we seen her speaking to on that scene was actually the decorator. Okay, she is not an event planner. So let me just go ahead and share my screen so that you guys know what I'm referring to. And guys, make sure you have your volume turned up because you already know when we share, sometimes it's hard to hear. So make sure that your volume is turned up. And let me just confirm that you guys can see. Yes. Okay, perfect. And guys, as you're coming in, please like the video. And Mama Beast also said, welcome to the Network Specialist. Join the conversation, hit the like button, and share the live. Okay, what she said. So, guys, this decorator called out by event Brit Eady called out by event decorator after Brit blamed her for messed up event on screen. Okay. And shout out to Bravo's narc side because that's where I seen this story. And this is what they had to say. Brit Eady is being called out by the decorator she hired to decorate her event. Falson Buer, known as Bella, the founder and CEO of Infinity Events ATL, took to Instagram to defend her company after last episode of Roa and Brittany's Edie's messed up event. Bella, in her post, made clear that she was only responsible for decorating, not food or anything else. Bella also states she has not been fully paid by Brittany for her work. Okay? So, this is what this young lady has to say. And, guys, if you actually go to her page, she really does some nice work. Okay? And this is what she had to say on her actual Instagram. Hi, I'm Bella. I want to address my appearance on The Real Housewives of Atlanta, where I decorated an event for Brit Eady. As the event decorator, I fulfilled everything I was asked to do and more. However, some behind the scenes details weren't shown. I want to be clear. I was not responsible for the food. Brittany asked me to design a menu based on her selections, and the restaurant was in charge of providing and serving it. Secondly, the venue was not available for private use. The club was open and operating, and me and the team arrived early, not late, and was moved around due to production. lighting, etc. All things that were out of my control. We overdid our job. She also went on to say she chose to serve small bites due to budget constraints, which she confirmed in a message. I had no control over food quantity or service, as I'm not an event planner or caterer. My role was strictly decor. I offered input on setup, including the use of high top tables and styling the dining table, which she approved. Lastly, any claims that I overcharged or misled anyone are false. I wasn't even fully compensated for my job and was still in dispute about my balance. There's a clear difference between an event decorator and an event planner. Confusing the two unfairly shifts the blame. Okay. So this is what she had to say, guys. And she made it known that she has not fully been paid for her services on the date of Brit Eady's event. Hey, Cece, thank you so much for being here. Hey, Sharon Gottwald, thank you so much for being here. So this is what this decorator had to say. I knew something was off. It just was not organized. She tried to get by with only hiring a decorator instead of an event planner. That's what it sounds like to me. And that's why her event was such a mess. And everybody is talking about it. Okay. Now, guys, they are dragging her over there on Twitter as well. And I did repost. I think I reposted something that Bingeworthy, Justin Diego posted, whatever the case may be. But I did watch his video that he did on yesterday about the event. Shout out to him. If you're not following Bingeworthy, please go and follow him because he is an awesome content creator. And yes, him and also I forget his name, the other guy that was there. When I went back to see CC, I did see what's his name? CC, the one we were saying we didn't see, Aaron. I think his name is Aaron. So anyway, he said that everybody that he seen did eat except for him. Now, how is it that everybody around you ate, but you didn't eat, Justin Diego? I think you're low key trying to take up for Britt because you felt honored that she invited you to her event. Okay, and that's cool. House of Aaron, there you go. Thanks for that, CC. And that's cool. I even added him on Twitter, and he told me to, what did he say? Blame me or go off on me, drag me, something like that, because obviously, again, he doesn't want to drag Brit, but what she did, and not paying this lady, like, I would hate to live in Atlanta, honestly, because a lot of those people do not get paid for their services. And I know this for a fact because I once considered doing an event in Atlanta, but I changed my mind. The caterer that I was going to have at my event, she offered to do my event because she was a friend. But she has told me that a lot of those celebrities does not like to pay. They want they want these people want you to basically do these events for free, and they tell you that, oh, you're getting free marketing. Are you freaking kidding me? I have to pay my bills. Like, I can't live on free marketing alone. So that's what a lot of these celebrities do. They hire these people and do not want to pay. I don't care that you're a celebrity. Pay me for my services, okay? And Cece said Bingeworthy did seem to try and take up for her, I guess, for continued access. Exactly, Cece. And Mama B said, I am a caterer, and some clients ask for a decorator and event planner. You need all three. Cheap people try to cut corners. Exactly. It's just like, on one hand, she wants to portray like, she has it going on. like she has all of this money, but then you're over here cutting corners for an event that you know is going to be aired on TV. Like, make it make sense. I mean, that is ridiculous. Like, you should know that you don't, cut corners on an event that's going to be aired on TV. They're going to talk about this for a long time. But then again, maybe they won't, because this is something that a lot of these celebrities do. They don't want to pay, and they will run your business to the ground by not paying and expecting free services. I've seen it happen so many times, especially with my friend who used to be a caterer in Atlanta, but now she's in Orlando, Florida. But they ran her business to the ground, okay, by wanting free services. And that was just so tacky, trying to figure all this out, putting that pressure on this decorator and trying to, blame her for your lack of preparation and trying to cut corners. And now you're being talked about on social media. And no matter what Brit does, she is constantly being dragged. Like, this life is not for Brit, okay? Like, I mean, it's just not for her. She's not ready. Maybe she needs to work on herself and then come back, but she was not ready for this season. And I really do not anticipate her coming back for the next season. And Mama B said, I do a contract and get my money up front. Good for you, Mama Bees, because these people, they just don't want to pay. And when you pay people, they do a better job. Like, this lady, if she would have, paid this lady upfront or whatever, maybe she would have went above and beyond. I don't know how that works because I don't offer those services, but this is just so sad that she had to be called out on social media. And Cece said, I bet the clear business get paid. Okay. Because they already know, no, we're not coming, they're not coming to them that way. Hey, Gracie, thank you so much for being here. And Mama B says, thank you. 7 likes and 7 in the chat. Thank you, guys. And Cece said, Brit needs to be one and done. Exactly. Like, we do not need you. We do not need to see you next season, Brit, because you're outside of your comfort zone. Like, you have no idea how this is supposed to go. And I think it was Cece that said yesterday that they should have had, well, I guess she was talking about the trip that's coming up. But these ladies that are trying to host these events, being newbies, it's not going over well. And maybe they should be collaborating with some of the OGs. And Gracie said, I think Britt is coming back. Phaedra is in her interviews saying how Britt is one of the better dressers on the show. And I absolutely believe that. That's why I stated what I said yesterday. Britt needs to stick to fashions and modeling, because to me, that's what she does well. Like, Britt can dress her behind out. I give her that. She has the whole model look. She can really dress. However, I didn't like the outfit that she had for her event because it did look cheap, and all of those feathers and stuff like that when it's so hot, that doesn't mix to me, but whatever. But she can dress. But yeah, the event was a no-go. So I just wanted to come on here because I cannot believe that she did not pay this lady for her services. And I knew something was missing because everything was so off. And it was the fact that she did not have an event planner. And she really thought that she could utilize this decorator lady to do that whole event. And that's the reason why it looks so unorganized and so out of place. And even Bingeworthy said that even though they were at the event, they didn't know what to do. They thought that they were invited so that they could get footage, and they were pulling out their phones and their cameras. And then production was telling them, no, put away your phones, put away your cameras. You're not here to do that. So they were just confused the entire time. And it's just crazy that everybody at his table got food, but he didn't get food. But again, like Cece said, I believe he's trying to take up for Brit because he wants to be invited. You know, He's been doing YouTube for a very long time, and he's a great content creator. And for some reason, he hasn't been invited. So I think he wants more invites because he did share that that's his ultimate dream is to be a producer on The Real Housewives of Atlanta or just some reality TV show. So he's just glad to be in the rooms and in the spaces. And Gracie said, it's on a whole level of craziness to not feed people at an event. She's cosplaying as a housewife. Exactly. To not feed people, for it not to be made clear who gets to eat and who doesn't get to eat, for only some people to get a gift. I get it. Like, we know that you're filming, but like, these people took the time out of their day to get dressed and come to your event. The least that you can do is provide them a meal. And if you have hostess gifts, whatever the case may be, give these people a gift because this is also promoting your product. And the fact that she gave Angela a large outfit, that just lets us know that she really didn't have enough items to give away. That's why Angela got stuck with an extra large. Okay. So she was very unprepared. And I don't know. And Cece said, I would have had on spy glasses recording everything if I attended. Exactly, because he was there. I feel like he was used, and so was House of Aaron and all of the other content creators that were there, with the exception of what's the famous photographer that films all of their events. He was the only one that was allowed to take pictures and all of that. But the other content creators, I believe that they're starting to incorporate them into their events so that they don't drag them on social media. But what's the point? Like, they're always trying to buy content creators. But the problem with that is if I don't talk about you, then I don't make money. And that's what I do. This is how I make my money. So I don't want to be bought off by celebrities. Okay. And Armand Wiggins went through this same thing with Cardi B and other celebrities where they will invite you to their events just so that you don't drag them on these social media streets. But then you lose out on money when you do this. And Gracie said, why didn't she just have a dinner with just the ladies in private room? It's tacky to display shapewear at a country club. That's a good question, Gracie. It should have probably been more intimate, with just the ladies instead of the men being there. I totally agree with that. And honestly, she would have gotten more potential clients just by having the ladies, because obviously the men are going to buy your stuff, you know? And Cece said, were the other people just extras? Britt gives me those vibes. It's looking like she doesn't know enough people and she doesn't have enough friends. So I believe that they were extras, to be honest, Cece. Hey, Queen Lily, thank you so much for being here. And Cece said, the way you get them is the way you have to keep them. They'll have to keep shelling out. Exactly. And inviting them to their events. Now, before I close out of this, I did want to read you guys some of these comments because they were really dragging her in these comments. So, this one person said that was the tackiest event ever I can recall on a housewives show. And someone else said, someone please tell this woman that absolutely nobody thought it was her fault. Exactly. All on Brit. And then somebody said, when Kelly said the folks at the country club that Brit stays raving about didn't seem to know her. Wow, Brit is such a fake. And this person said, I am so here for the business standing up for themselves. That part. And this person said, did anyone go away from that episode and think poorly of the planners. I did not. It was evident Brit was to blame. You get what you pay for, or you're supposed to pay for. This lady's business will likely be affected now due to no fault of her own. And someone else said, Brit is declassing the show. And someone said, the least surprising development of all time. And someone else said, I can't think of anybody who has had a horrible debut season as a housewife. And someone else says, I believe her, and none of the viewers blame her. We know Brit was trying too hard, cosplaying, just like I forget your name, said, cosplaying, cosplaying as a housewife. Kelly clocked it. Those people in that country club had no idea who she was. And somebody else said, the ladies dressed up like they were going to a Kentucky Derby, that part, not a country club. The whole event was a mess of over promising and under delivering. I smell Timu written all over this. Mm-mm-mm. So that's what some of the people had to say about Brit Eady's event. Just tacky, tacky, tacky. Gracie, yes, so basically she repeated what you said, that she is cosplaying as a housewife. And Gracie also said she should have asked Kelly to help her. I don't know. No, I feel like she should have just hired an event planner, honestly. Kelly can't help her. Kelly got a lot going on right now, and she's planning her own trip. And Gracie said, you notice Kelly asked Shamia to co-host the trip. Yes, because Shamia has the money. Because at the end of the day, that's what it boils down to, finances. Okay. Because if you have the finances, you can create the desired event. But if your money is funny, then that's where the problem is going to be. Absolutely. So, guys, Britt is not having a come out season. Like, she is not looking good this season. And even though there is a big question whether Portia's going to come back or not. They're really struggling with everybody this season, if you want to be honest. And Cece said Britt could have staged a cute fashion show with drinks and nibbles showing modes and outfits before and after, models and outfits before and after putting on her shapewear. She's a dunce. Absolutely, because honestly, she's into fashion. So that would have been more, up her alley. And Gracie said yes, because according to Shamia, she used her whole paycheck to pay for her birthday party, no help from the network. What? Well, why is it that some of the cast members get their trip paid and then some don't? Well, I guess maybe it's the trips that the production pays for. And maybe they're on their own when it comes to their events. I'm not really sure. That's a great area for me. So maybe the network only pay for cast trips and not events. Because at the end of the day, it's up to these ladies to show their life, and their lives should be their events that they host to promote their products. So they should want to have these events to launch their businesses, promote their brands, or whatever the case may be. So I get it. I think the network only pays for the cast trips, and they are very few. They don't pay a lot. Okay. Hey, Dee Dee, thank you so much for being here. So, guys, that's all I have. Yeah, Britt is out here being drugged on social media, and this is one of the messiest seasons I have seen. Nobody's getting along. It is just messy, 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 and even production is messy. And Cece said, I can't wait to see an Angela hosted event. We know Drew won't have one. Well, Angela had one at the bank, and that's where Kenya lost her job. Oh my God. And it was basic, but she was smart. She only had her event for the ladies. She didn't invite the public, so it probably wasn't that expensive. Absolutely. So guys, that's all I got. So guys, if you did not like the video on the way in, please like the video on your way out. And if you happen to be catching the replay, make sure you like the video and subscribe to my channel and drop down in the comments so that we can keep this conversation going. And guys, let me know what you think about Brit Eady trying to cut corners and basically ruining her whole entire event. And Gracie said, Drew is going through a divorce. She's not spending her money. And that's what she's supposed to be doing. Her and Portia both. And Cece said, oh, yeah, I forgot. Angela hosted that dinner. Okay, she did well. It was very small. She was smart. I think, well, I was going to say that Angela is good with budgeting her money, but I think she owns 7 million properties and she's like $2 million in debt. So maybe not. And Cece said, have a blessed day, everyone. And you do the same, Cece. And thank you guys for watching. And bye for now. And see you at 2.